Hello guys, welcome to IS Point. Today we are going to analyze the articles of the Hindu and before going in for articles, I request you guys to please review and comment on my video so that I could improve myself and make some awesome videos for you which could benefit you. So the first article is all about the India-US relationship. So before going into this article, we'll just have a background of India and US relationship. See, because analysis of the background can help you to write the introduction in your mains answer writing if at all international relations questions of India and US come into play. So writing an historical background always fetches you more marks. So coming into the background first, see the relationship between India and US has seen many ups and downs because it changed with respect to the government. It depends on the types of government which prevailed in USA. Few being an extremist and few being an liberal. So it changed with respect to the governments. But the major influential factor which determined the India-US relationship is the Cold War era. Is the Cold War. See, Cold War, I'll explain you briefly. Cold War is associated with two major powers, one being US and the other is USSR. So it is the difference of opinion and it is the difference of opinion and conflicts between the two raised tension, which we refer as Cold War. See, what I've given you is just a brief. Cold War in itself is a very big topic which requires a separate video to make, but I have just given you briefly. So it is the difference of opinion between the two. So one could see that India was tilted more towards USSR during the Cold War era. See, because India has signed non-aligned movement. Non-aligned movement is a group of developing nations where they kept themselves away from the Cold War zone. But in spite of being away from the Cold War zone and being a founder and influential member of the non-aligned movement, India, in order to have a technological advancement and in order to boost its defense sector, had to go with defense ties or whatever military and strategic ties with any one superpower. So India resorted for USSR, bypassing USA. So in many instances, India developed the strategic and military ties with the USSR. But one could analyze the India-US relationship in three different phases. One was during Indo-China War. See, during the Indo-China War, USA helped India to an extent by supplying its arms and ammunition. Even USA was ready to support India with its nuclear power. It is because China being a communist nation and a close ally of Russia. Again, here the Cold War came into play because China being a close ally of Russia, USA thought to help India. But during the 1971 war that was between India and Pakistan, rather than helping USA favored Pakistan. It is because India had signed the nuclear friendship treaty with the USSR. So this close ally with USSR made USA to help Pakistan with its arm and ammunition. So you can see here how the Cold War determined the India and US relationship. And during the post Cold War era, that is after liberalization, privatization, and globalization, things came to an settling factor because the Cold War era ended, and simultaneously India was adopting liberalization, privatization, and globalization. So the economic cooperation between USA enhanced, and both countries came together to increase their bilateral relationship, and a few nuclear tests and sanctions which was against India were raised because that became an old issue now. So it is what the terrorism which brought them closer because see during the 1971 Indo-Pakistan war, USA was favoring Pakistan, but because of the Pakistan state funding terrorism and 9/11 attacks of twin buildings made US to think for having close ties with Pakistan. So USA had to favor India because of its anti-terrorism policy. So it is the terrorism. Both nations having their same principle against terrorism brought them closer. So I have just given you the brief background of the India and US relationship. We'll move on to the article now. So coming on to the article now, warm in Washington. See, this article tries to say that before this meeting there was an rising tension. Uh, this rising tension was because of the actions of the Donald Trump government. It says that things were worrying for India because the Donald Trump actions with respect to the trade tariff and immigrants, that is the H-1B visa issue, and with respect to climate change, that is USA withdrawing from the Paris climate change deal. So these sort of actions of the US government were worrying for India. There wasn't concern of how the future course of India-US relationship could be. But after this meeting, the article says that fears have come to an rest. So things are moving on to an resolution. So the article also tries to say is that this meeting is seeming to be very personal and joyful. See, the article says that this meeting engaged many family members of the Donald Trump, who dominate the White House to an extent. So it was a great move by an prime minister by engaging the family. So this meeting was seeming to be personal. While discussing all these facts, this article also tries to bring in that the outcome was the meeting emphasized on the Pakistan to stop attacks on India, that is cross-border attacks on India, and it also warned China to an extent that it want China to shape its One Belt One Road initiative in such a way that it takes consideration the concerns of India. That is the territory of India should be considered while taking in One Belt One Road initiative. See, this point tries to emphasize the China-Pakistan economic corridor of China being an initiative of One Belt One Road. So they have also emphasized on this. So they brought out all the visions of world affairs with respect to Afghanistan and Middle East. So both they came out. So this article tries to say that both have their same views and preferences on the major world issues. So which forecast and better future and convergence between them. While saying all this article says that this was the first meeting, which seems to be very successful and which could enhance the bilateral relationship between the both. So coming on to the next article, the Maravi siege. See, this article is not important with respect to mains point of view, but it is slightly important for prelims. So I'll just give you the glimpse of the article. See, Maravi happens to be in place in Philippines. Have given the map over here, so which is located in the southern part of Philippines. What happened here is there is a presence of Islamic State organization in Maravi Sage. This IS organization happens to be a terrorist and a bad organization. So because of prevalence of IS organization here, what the Philippines government did is it decided to use force to remove the IS over here, and they declared martial law in and around the city. So because of the declared martial law and emergency over here in the city, there is a prevalence of increased violence. So a group of people associated with Maravi cities are a Moti group of people. See guys, this group is important. Moti group of people. They have been opposing the presence of militant force in Maravi city. So that's it guys. This is more than enough with respect to UPSC point of view. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching.